I'm so pleased to welcome you to a real quick view of Joplin East Middle School and Elementary Number 2. This is the building as you're approaching it, coming east on 20th Street. You'll be seeing the middle school first. It's the larger part of the building, and then there's this section in the middle that connects the two schools together where we have the auditorium, and it's not a direct connection through inside the building, but it is a connection. This is actually the entrance to the middle school, and as you enter, it's such a grand entrance there with a learning stair where you can gather a couple of groups of kids and a couple of classes of kids and have them come together for an activity, or kids can just hang out. That's also part of the commons area and walks right on into the commons. Now we're upstairs above that learning stair in the library. You can see the blue and the yellow spaces that were there before. They may not be blue and yellow when we finish, but this is the library, again, an area where kids can take some time to hang out and to do some things and to then move forward as we go through into the building. The building has actually an upstairs and a downstairs on the middle school side, but within that there are spaces that we're calling neighborhoods. What that is a wide hallway with some classrooms around it where we'll have groups of students. Probably around 200 students can be in each neighborhood, and within each neighborhood there will be math, social studies, science, and language arts or communication arts classrooms, so that those teachers can work together to integrate learning, and they can bring those kids into that wide hallway and do large group activities with those kids. And so the other feature that you'll notice is big windows that look into those classrooms, and those doors actually open up to make that large middle space even bigger. As we move on over to Joplin Elementary Number 2, you'll see that it's just a one-story building. It's the small school for the little kids, and there really definitely was a lot of design put into how students will transition from the elementary to the middle school, where they'll feel like they're making an entrance into yet a new building. The buildings are hooked together for saving in operational costs for the future, but it's something that we think is a really good benefit educationally as well. As you enter Elementary Number 2, then you'll come into the office area, and then you come to a big area where it's just a big space with a nice lighthouse-ish kind of area where you can see in, and it brings the light in, and it's just an inspiring space where students will be able to go to a variety of different places. One of the places that they will be able to go into would be to the commons area, and they'll move into that commons area just right here, but the commons area is connected to the library. You can see the library shelves off to the right. You can also see a nice little stage that has a curtain that can go around it, and just a real nice place for the kids to be. And the kitchen actually connects to both the schools, so that there's a separate serving space for the middle school and also for the elementary school. This space is the gym. This gym happens to be a FEMA safe room. It will be able to be used for a community safe room as well as for a safe room for our students, and it will be available 24/7 all the time for our community to come into if there's a tornado siren or a thunderstorm issue that we think that it's coming up. So something that we think is really important as we move through. The other thing with the gym is that it also has just a small amount of bleachers, which we think will be really helpful as kids continue to be involved in Joplin youth basketball or other areas, that our parents will have a place to sit down, and that we could actually have some games in places that are other than just the high school or the middle schools. So we move on through in the elementary setting. You have again a wide hallway. You'll notice that that's kind of a theme. This is what we're calling the theater in the park. It's an area where there are classrooms to both sides, but then in the middle there's an outdoor classroom that actually just doesn't have any grass. It just has pavers, but it's up a little bit, and the sunshine can come in, but the students can actually go into that area for some messy projects and to do a variety of things. And on both sides it opens up into this big wide hallway so that it also could be used as a stage. It's places for students to gather and to share and to present their learning in new and different ways than we've been able to in the past. You'll also notice that we have different kinds of furniture for the kids in these spaces. We want the kids to be comfortable so that they can not be sitting in a hard chair all day long. We want them to be able to see that learning that's happening. The other thing that you'll notice is that inside the classrooms there are windows. Lots of windows to look in because we're not hiding the learning. The learning is on display in our new schools. It's a wonderful way that we can have everything come together. Appreciate you taking this quick tour with me today. We're very excited about the future of East and Elementary number 2. It'll be exciting to name it. Some people are wondering why we didn't name it Dunawig or Duquesne, and that's because Dunawig and Duquesne are schools that will still be serving our school district in other ways. Thank you for joining me.